TNA Hard To Kill. I just wanted to talk about it. I got the card here, so I'll pull this. I'll just breeze through this, and then I'll just read my notes. So I'm actually going to write that down. That I'm talking about that next. So right, TNA Hard To Kill, man. TNA's officially back. They ran a smaller little building. It was nice. The crowd sounded nice. Top Dolla, shout out AJ Francis on X. He liked 2 of my tweets saying that, well, we'll get into the segment. But TNA Hard To Kill kicks off the pre-show. Steve Macklin defeats Rich Swann. Good little match. It was whatever. Rich Swann was cosplaying Flash Funk. Solid little match. The System, which I'm not feeling this team. Brian Myers, Eddie Edwards defeated Kazarian and Eric Young. That's cool. There were pictures floating around of people going, oh, that's like, look, is that Triple H there? Oh my God, da-da-da. But it was Eric Young in a fucking suit. Everyone thought it was Triple H. It's pretty funny. Crazy Steve defeated Tommy Dreamer to become the new TNA Digital Media Champion. Cool. It's like their hardcore title now, I guess. I don't know. But it's a smart idea to have that, like, so that when they do online stuff, your Digital Media Champion is most likely. TNA makes a lot of sense. It's a fun show. Giselle Shaw won the Ultimate X match, became the #1 contender. That's who I picked. I picked her, Tasha Steelz, but Tasha Steelz won the first ever one. This is a okay match, you know. It was what it was. PCO defeated Dirty Dango via disqualification after interference, but then it was turned into a 6-man match because a bunch of people came out, and I saw some mark online, WWE Real One or something. He's like, you guys are gonna pretend to like PCO and Dango? It's like, dude, Dango's doing great work since he had that gimmick changed. But anyways, though, so we had PCO, Rhino, and Jake Something. They took on Dirty Dango, Alpha Bravo, and Oleg Prudius, who's Vladimir Kozlov from WWE. And I don't know, man. It was a good little match. PCO's doing his thing. He's fucking crazy. Like, he's nuts, man, for his age, and he's still going. So then we had an out-of-nowhere, unannounced tag title match. The Decay, Havoc, and Rosemary, who are back from the dead. I guess they were killed. Okay, less of that, please. But they defeated MK Ultra, Slamovich, and Killer Kelly to become the new TNA Knockouts Tag Team Champions. Now, they had all the new belts. All the new belts were dripping. MK Ultra, dude, Killer Kelly is she is so incredibly sexy, dude. It is just ridiculous. But I don't think you should have taken the belts off them. I think that's crazy to do that now. Just out of nowhere like this, too. But it was a great match with a couple of great moments, honestly. Love all these girls. Chris Sabin took on Kushida and El Hijo del Vikingo. This match was great, other than, I'm so sorry, and I love El Hijo, but dude, he doesn't sell. He stands there and waits for shit. He's too, like, it's good he's getting the rounds in America. I hope people are telling him, like, people just gas him up. A dream match, the greatest talent. Man, someone's got to tell him he's got to sell more. He's got to not make it just look like obviously he's just going move to move to move. That's my only criticism of him. But it was, I don't know, man. Kushida and Sabin carried this fucking thing. You have Josh Alexander took on Alex Hammerstone. WWE, call Alex Hammerstone. Sign this guy. I would just put him on the main roster. Man, for fucking sure, dude. Get him. WWE's got to come scoop this boy up, man. I'm telling you, this Alex Hammerstone, he's something. The crowd wasn't as hot for this as I thought they would be, but Alexander going over him is the right call for TNA to do that. And also just both men look great. ABC versus the Rascals versus Mike Bailey and Laredo Kid versus the Grizzled Young Vets, and Trent Seven couldn't be there, which is... that's shitty, but like whatever, travel stuff. So this match was fucking great. This is how you do a multi-man tag match. But damn, dude, I'm done of seeing ABC and the Rascals. Like, let's get some real, like, sign GYV, Grizzled Young Vets, keep them in your division. Like, just have them in there. The Good Hands, let's see those guys tying it all up, because I don't want to see another Rascals ABC anything, dude. They've been in a bunch of 4-ways together versus each other. It's a great rivalry, but I'm done watching it. Jordan Grace beat Trinity to be the new TNA Knockouts champion. A great match, a great piece of business. Trinity fucking on her hands and knees, hands in her face, crying after losing the belt, sold it so well. TNA production, my only criticism, I think they were pressed for time, but they got to let these things breathe. They got to let these things breathe. The title victories and that. But of course, Juggernaut, she was in there in TNA colors. Like, she's the face of the company. They had her in that package. Trinity's going back to WWE. We all know that. So it was a solid, great match. Trinity's just this sort of baby face that, I don't know, man. Who would have thought she just took a year off and from WWE, I'm going to go fucking just wrestle a bunch of different ladies and just help level up TNA. And it's fucking awesome. This is why WWE needs to work with TNA and let people go do that. Just work with them, man. It's a good, because it keeps it separate from NXT, and then they can get in there with New Japan guys and all that shit. You know, they like a fucking El Hijo you might see on AEW, you might get a WWE guy. But anyways, Moose defeats Alex Shelley to become the new TNA World Champion. And then what happened was, so this match was great. To me though, I was like, I'm done with Shelley being world champ. He's just not the guy I feel like you put in main events and it's like, oh, I got to see this. But then they did the crazy thing, a brilliant thing. So, and then I'll circle back to AJ Francis, Top Dolla, because he did the second best piece of business on this show. Top Dolla did, for all the haters out there. Real shit. So, but this match, Moose versus Alex Shelley. So Moose beats Alex Shelley, wins the title. Great match. Moose is doing his thing, and then that's when the system, like his faction, come out there clapping, and then that's when boom, the music hits, and Dolph Ziggler, aka Nic Nemeth, he did a very smart thing. He started tweeting out his theme. Hey, these guys made a theme for me. These guys made a theme for me. And he was getting his Twitter buzz going. And he's so smart because a lot of times these people debut for these companies, they're new music hits that we've never heard, and you don't know who the fuck it is. You're looking for the Titantron to see the name. Nic Nemeth was smart. He got his shit out there to his 2.6 million followers beforehand. So people were going, oh, this is a vibe, the most wanted or whatever. And he is. He's the wanted man. And think about this. TNA got Nic Nemeth. Nic Nemeth turned down AEW. And yes, I'm going to word it like that because the dirt sheets will not fucking, the way they word it, WWE got turned down for AEW. They won't word it that way for AEW, but we know AEW, they got Ryan Nemeth. We know they made a play for him. We know they did. But what happened? Nic Nemeth goes to New Japan. He's getting his money there. And he shows up. And Moose goes to attack him. He super kicks him, hits him with the fucking whatever, the zigzag, whatever you want to call it now, the knick-knack, whatever he's going to call it now. and yeah, man, he goes in the crowd. The crowd's going nuts. They're getting a holy shit. This crowd's going insane. And he fucking rips his shirt off wearing a TNA shirt. He's TNA, man. So they're going to let him do tours of Japan, but he's TNA full on through and through, carrying them into the new gen. And Nic Nemeth, man, he is a real guy. So he turned down AEW. Good for him. And there you go. Julia doesn't want to go to AEW. Nic Nemeth doesn't want to go to AEW. Is it really so great? Money ain't everything, Tony. That's what all the money marks learn. Learn it the hard way. So Nic Nemeth, though, dude, he's TNA through and through. Good, because he's a guy who now he's in their main event picture. 2.6 million Twitter followers, was getting paid $1 million. TNA offered real Punk money to Punk. Real money. Nic Nemeth is a lot of money. He ain't Punk money. He's probably, but if he's getting an M a year, whatever, however much they gave him, it's worth it to him to go to Japan to do this. He has his real official merch, like TNA shirt, like, nah, he's with us. I love this, man. This is a guy who people have wanted to see get pushed. He's a generational talent. Him and Randy Orton are like two generational fucking talents. He's going to get his push. He's going to elevate things, more eyeballs, bigger houses for sure. You know what I mean? Fresh matchups. just letting him doing what we all know he could be doing and what he should be doing and what WWE didn't have him do. They just didn't have that space for him, and that's fine. You know, they didn't use him as a jobber, but they used it. He just wasn't a guy that they used, you know, which is unfortunate. But this guy, man, he's going to make, this isn't like him going, like if Edge isn't making a difference in AEW, nobody is, but Dolph is going to make a difference in TNA, I promise you. So that shit blew the roof off the bitch. Also Dana Brooke showed up, and her new name is Ash by Elegance, and all these marks on Twitter are like, oh, she's copying Tony Storm. Dude, Dana Brooke hasn't even spoken a word yet. She looks like a jeweler's daughter or something. Like, we don't even know what the gimmick is, okay? She's like a perfume sales lady or something. That's what this shit seems like. Tony Storm's like Marilyn Monroe on the tail end, falling off, doing coke and drinking with fucking movie execs and old Hollywood, Judy Garland horror story, fucking, you know, on the tail end before she joins the 27 Club type shit. Like, that's what Tony Storm's gimmick is. So if you're conflating those two things, I just don't know what to even tell you. And then, yeah, Top Dolla shows up, AJ Francis, and he's with DJ Who Kid, and he did a tremendous piece of business here, and he tweeted out, or he liked my tweets that I tweeted out, where he's like, he comes out, he shits on everybody, talks all this shit. He's like, we're going to premiere our music video. And I'm sitting there watching it going, dude, what a dumb idea. Like, you shit on everyone, then you're going to play your music video. So then they play their music video, but then Joe Hendry interrupts it with his theme music. And it was brilliant. The crowd pops. He comes out. They're all singing, waving their arms for Joe Hendry. I believe in Joe Hendry. I believe in Joe Hendry. And so that was brilliant there. And then they did like, and then they sang us, and DJ Who Kid's like got a laptop, he's eating Cheez-Its or whatever, because AJ Francis has like a deal with Cheez-Its or whatever. And then Hendry's like, I'm gonna debut my music video. And it's like dissing AJ Francis. Like, it was so good. It's dissing him for having his flop over the top rope, and you know, you're a chubby Cheez-Its eater guy. Like, you weren't a world champ. You're fucking the champ of Cheez-Its. Fucking hilarious. And then AJ Francis and Who Kid beat him up. They hit him with the laptop. They beat him down. And then AJ Francis hits him with a fucking choke slam from fucking Hades. And the whole time he's like, yo, I get money and you all are broke. You're brokies. Da-da-da. And I tweeted out, I was like, yo, you got to call this choke slam. You got to call it the broke slam. And he liked 2 separate tweets where I said that. So shout out Top Dolla. And if we hear him calling it the broke slam on TNA, literally your boy Phil Marks invented that. So a round of applause. But we'll wait and see if he actually does it before we drop an air horn or an explosion. Okay. But yes, I told him, I tweeted that out. I tagged him in it earlier in the show. I was like, it's gross when people tag. If you're tagging them about good shit, that's cool. If you're tagging them in their marital affairs, that's fucked up. But but Top Dolla, I tagged him. He liked both of them. And I said, you got to call this the broke slam, because he got Hendry up fucking 12 feet. Not really. Yeah, 12 feet in the air. And he choke slammed him through the camp. No, but it was great. Go watch it. Hard to Kill was a great overall show. We gave me a round of applause. So we'll give some to TNA, man, for Hard to Kill. It was a great show. And just going into 2024, that's how you kick off 2024. Nothing that like blows you away is like, this was the greatest ever, other than maybe that Ziggler moment. And also Mercedes Moné and Bayley were in the crowd hiding out. And Mercedes didn't debut at TNA. Everyone thought it could be her. The former WWE champion that appeared was Dolph Ziggler.